Hello, everyone, and welcome to another webinar by Royal Cyber. Today, we brought another interesting topic for our audience, and that is modernize and visualize B2B EDI platforms with MuleSoft and MonitorPro. Now, let's have a quick glance at the agenda today. We will start off with the introduction to business and electronic data interchange. We will talk about business to business integration platform significance and their impacts. We will talk about modern trends and their impacts. We will talk about MuleSoft and EDI, followed by the demo 1, which is Anypoint Partner Manager, and followed by another demo 2, which is MuleSoft Connectors and MonitorPro. Last but not least, followed by a question and answer session. Now, before we jump into the presentation, I'd like to talk briefly about Royal Cyber. Royal Cyber is a globally recognized award-winning technology partner that is helping organizations accelerate their digital transformation journeys for over 2 decades now. We've got 1,200 plus employees globally with 250 certified consultants, with offices in 5 continents and more than 600 happy customers. Now, my name is Ali, and I am the Technical Account Manager at Royal Cyber. And with me here is one of my great colleagues and a knowledgeable speaker, Mr. Heather Raza, who is the Solution Architect for Middleware at Royal Cyber. Over to you, Heather.
Thanks. Hi everyone. Let's start with a brief intro about business to business and electronic data interchange technology. Traditionally, electronic data interchange EDI technology has helped businesses automate and electronically communicate information for half a century. Some of the most common EDI standards you may be familiar with include X12, EDIFACT, and others. These standards are being widely used by enterprises to automate businesses and electronically communicate purchase order, invoices, shipping notification, etc. as part of order to cash, procure, to pay, third-party logistic processes, etc. This exchange of business documents between business partners using mutually comprehensible and standard format helps reduce cost, increase processing speed, reduce errors, and provide greater flexibility, efficiency, visibility, and business agility. And in contrast, the lack of connectivity has many negative impacts on competitiveness. Some of these negative impacts are inefficient processes, longer delivery times, prolonged order to cash periods, or high overhead costs. Let's correlate all this with real life by taking supply chain industry as an example. There are two recent research findings from the COVID era where 94% of Fortune 1000 companies are seeing supply chain disruptions from COVID-19, and 75% of companies have had negative or strongly negative impacts on their businesses. Specifically, COVID-19 has made many organizations realize how important it is to have deeper visibility and insights into the B2B transactions and partner connectivity in order to make their supply chain resilient to changing environmental dynamics. And in general, with the unpredictability of today's market and the digital transformation that has been taking place across the industries, B2B integration has become crucial to cooperate with business network in real time to streamline operating processes. So there is a clear correlation between supply chain performance and the level of B2B integrations. Also, on a related note, this shift pushes organizations that have historically outsourced B2B integration functions to bring B2B integrations back in-house to have deeper visibility and control. And finally, data being the key enabler for decision making, and without proper B2B solution in place, we can't maximize visibility into demand, inventory, capacity, supply, and finances across the ecosystem. So far, we have seen significance for the B2B EDI integration platforms. Next, let's see what type of issues can be there if we don't have the right solution in place. We will spend some time on this slide before moving forward. In past, we may have faced following: adding costly point-to-point partner solutions to resolve immediate needs can eventually result in complexity and architectural depth. dependency on centralized IT teams can cause slowness in new partner onboarding and hence missed opportunities, eventually resulting in financial loss. Lack of easily accessible business critical customer data for internal consumption can result in SLA breach and third party penalties. Whereas modern trends necessitate a cloud first approach to B2B integration that can speed up partner onboarding and growth while helping reduce B2B infrastructure cost. Providing flexible integration options such as APIs and files help doing business with partners of any size. EDI still accounts for over 78% of B2B digital sales, according to the 2020 B2B e-commerce market report. But by 2023, over 50% of B2B transactions will be performed through real-time APIs versus traditional approaches. Next, running a unified and single platform for EDI and APIs has advantages such as connected experience through the entire life cycle from onboarding to operational support, lower total cost of ownership as you don't need to hire technical resources with two different skill sets and manage relationships with two different software vendors. And also, single cloud integration platform helps you do much more like integration for any protocol and standard. Ability to get end-to-end visibility of your business transactions not only with your partners but also with between internal systems, offering unlimited options to derive better in business and operational insights. For partner and internal system connectivity, we know that not every B2B transaction interfaces with the enterprise resource planning system ERP. A typical enterprise has different internal systems beyond the ERP, including a CRM, an external billing system, transportation management, warehouse management, and more that need to integrate with external partners via standard B2B. The single integration B2B platform helps all of these systems to connect to partners using protocol of choice. And lastly, whether you are onboarding your partner via EDI or API, the technical onboarding should only take hours or days, not weeks or months. Many new age companies have tried to solve the digital revolution's problem and make it less cumbersome with the sole aim of providing an excellent user experience. One of them being MuleSoft, with their iPaaS offering called Anypoint Platform. MuleSoft Anypoint Platform is one of the leading iPaaS solution, providing the capabilities of APIs, integrations, and B2B space under a single umbrella. Specifically, the EDI capability is called Anypoint Partner Manager, which is an out-of-the-box, low-code solution that enables accelerating trading partner onboarding, overcoming integration challenges, improving visibility, and adopting modern technologies and protocols like APIs while still supporting legacy B2B EDI transactions. So who is Partner Manager for? It is for like medium and large enterprises with a sizable business partner ecosystem. You can say like 20 plus partners, enabling them to exchange business transactions using EDI and APIs. On a side note, some customers may be reluctant to go with this option primarily due to budgetary constraints. However, good thing is you can still fulfill your B2B and EDI requirements by getting a license for AS2 and X12 connectors only as per your needs, which helps save time and cost. In addition, these connectors help provide a standard and well-tested functionality in terms of features related to AS2 communication, protocol handling, and built-in X12 schema parsing and validations. Next, cons- consolidate all integration patterns into a single platform like API and microservices, file-based transfers, message queuing, and event-driven, etc. It enables line of business with the ability to manage the full life cycle of partner onboarding through a low-code solution. And customers looking to drive end-to-end tracking and visibility of their B2B transactions across systems. With Anypoint Partner Manager, you can perform technical onboarding of your partners, set up, manage, and monitor business message flows between your systems and the trading partner systems, track and report on business transactions to achieve greater operational efficiency in B2B transactions. You can view meta information, validation errors, and all messages included with each transmission payload. And it also supports EDI, JSON, and XML message formats. Next, let's move to the demos we have for today. So let's see how we can use Anypoint Partner Manager for B2B transactions with our partners. The use case chosen to demonstrate Anypoint Partner Manager functionality relates to a scenario where one of your partners wants to electronically exchange purchase order or 850x12 message with you. In step 1, the partner agrees to send you purchase order over an AS2 channel, and you will reply back instantly with a message disposition notification, that is MDN, and then a functional acknowledgement 9 and 7 message using SFTP protocol in step 2. You use a partner manager to transform received EDI message to equivalent JSON message and place it over a SFTP location in step 3. Then you have a MuleSoft inbound process API, which can retrieve the document from SFTP, transform, and insert retrieved information into ERP in step 5. So let's see how this is achieved using Partner Manager. When you log in Anypoint platform, you can access Partner Manager from the menu over here. In order to onboard new partners through a no-code configuration only approach, you can go to Partner section and define a new partner or third-party connection. Third-party connection can be like a van or third-party logistics. So here, like we are describing a new partner, we need to specify the name and the type of identifier, which can be a AS2 identifier, or you can specify X12 GSID or X12 ISA ID. At the organization level, you can define all identifiers, upload certificates, define receiving and sending endpoints using protocols such as HTTP, HTTPS, SFTP, AS2. In message types section, you can enable standard data types like we are using X12, 40, 10, 850, or even you can upload your XML or JSON schemas. Once you define these configurations, you can use these to define your message flow. Let's open our message flow now. The overall flow has receiver, source message, transformation, and target endpoint configurations. In receiver section, you select the receiver endpoint and identifiers. So here we have selected our identifiers. In receiver endpoint, we have selected the receiver endpoint and the certificate. In source message, you select the message type and select settings that apply to all X12 messages received from partner. This includes settings like character set and character encodings. You have enabled acknowledgement to be sent back. In transform section, you can upload your data weave mapping script file. And in target configuration, you can select message type and endpoint, which in our case is the JSON schema for the backend, and SFTP endpoint to place equivalent PO JSON file in SFTP. Next, we can test this flow. We have used Postman. In the headers, you can see we have specified our AS2 identifiers, AS2 from and AS2. In the body, we have a PO EDI message 850. We can send this message. So we have got a successful MDN back. Here it says that message is automatically processed. Let's view this now in Anypoint Partner Manager in the Activities section. We can see that the flow is successful. Our MDN was sent back, and also our functional acknowledgement 9 and 7 message was sent back to the partner. We can also verify this in SFTP. So here our JSON file has been placed in the SFTP location.
In previous demo, we saw activity monitoring capabilities of Anypoint Partner Manager, which are limited but evolving. To address this challenge, next, we would introduce MonitorPro, which has a rich set of monitoring and analytics features for all your enterprise monitoring needs.
MonitorPro from Royal Cyber is a real-time monitoring tool for quick decision-making, which provides accurate and comprehensive B2B transaction lifecycle visibility for better decisions. Organizations can view all relevant transactions from a single dashboard to identify issues and opportunities. MonitorPro provides ease of integration with any of your B2B platforms via open protocols like REST. For a complete list of features and B2B processes covered such as order to cash, procure to pay, third-party logistics, carrier insight, brand manufacturers, please visit monitorpro.io. So in this demo, we are presenting a scenario where the customer doesn't have any point partner manager subscription, but still he can successfully connect to partners and perform EDI transactions. For this, he just needs to buy the license of AS2 X12 connectors. Also, MonitorPro is integrated for transaction, analytics, and monitoring. The use case chosen relates to a scenario where one of your partner wants to electronically exchange purchase order or 850 X12 message with you. Step 1, our ERP generates a APO 850 file and places it into SFTP. In step 2, we have a MuleSoft outbound process purchase order process API polling the SFTP, which retrieves the PO and sends it to AS2 partner system API over HTTPS. And this AS2 partner system API then sends this PO to the partner over an AS2 channel, and the partner replies back instantly with a message disposition notification and also a functional acknowledgement 997 message. Once the transaction is successful, we send the purchase order equivalent JSON to MonitorPro system API, which sends it over to MonitorPro. Here, the AS2 partner system API uses AS2 connector to send the PO to partner, and outbound purchase order process API is using X12 connector to convert the PO EDI to equivalent JSON message, which is sent over to MonitorPro. So let's see how this works in real. We will drop a purchase order in SFTP location, and then Mule APIs send it over to the partner and MonitorPro. When you log in MonitorPro, on home page you see a number of widgets that provide summary information for various documents and other stats and analytics. Let's now view the PO we just sent. This is the PO we just sent. Let's drill down. And here it is, all the information for this PO. We can view line item details, EDI raw files, and the 997 message. So that's all for this demo.
This slide gives a summary of MonitorPro monitoring and analytics features. Primarily, we have a centralized transaction dashboard with a lot of built-in widgets, and you can of course add more. If we correlate this dashboard with our last demo, we can see that this dashboard is showing documents count summary, the overall count, the individual document count over a period of selected date range. We can see that this is showing documents averages per day, like average orders per day, average shipment per day, etc. It also shows exception count by partners, which can show you at a glance that which partner has most of the issues. It also shows PO statuses, like, for example, the number of POs generated and for which we are waiting for invoices and for which POs we are waiting for ASNs or functional acknowledgements. It also shows partner-wise POs. It shows top 10 locations geographically. It shows document trend over time. For example, over the past 15 days, how many 810s, 856, 850s were generated. Also, it shows service-wise exception and document-wise exception. Continuing with other features of MonitorPro, it provides a feature to print or export your reports such as order, shipment, invoice data for specified duration in formats such as CSV or PDF. It has views to view all the raw EDI files, to view all exceptions occurring, to view all functional acknowledgement 9 and 7 messages. Also, it helps to stitch transaction across EDI and non-EDI systems. What that means is you can not only stitch transactions against EDI documents such as purchase order, functional acknowledgements, invoices, etc., but also correlate and stitch transactions across the backend systems such as ERP, warehouse management, etc. These backend systems, for example, ERP, warehouse management, can share their statuses with MonitorPro for each transaction. So this acts as a centralized monitoring dashboard for your enterprise. There are several ways to configure alerts and receive notifications and extend functionality to reprocessing of failed transactions. Also, it can help incorporate machine learning models for future predictions. And with this, I would like to hand it over to my colleague Ali.
Thank you, Heather, for this insightful session. Now, this brings us to the end of our topic today. But before we leave, we have an exclusive webinar offer for our customers and audience today. If you would want to kickstart your assessment with Royal Cyber, we will offer you a 3 hours of Mule upgrade assessment free of charge. And that too is with gap analysis for any new or existing functionality. Now, what does that mean? It means that we will review your existing MuleSoft application, review the documentations that you have, understand the business requirements, and elaborate on how to implement these processes. Now, last but not least, question and answer session. We'll be happy to take on the questions. Thank you.